Yep. I better go ahead and do this latest top 5 list I haven't done yet. And I hope everybody will forgive me about this list I wrote down. Okay. Hi, ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop197. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, I guess everybody wants to know if I'll ever do another top 10 or top 5 list that I haven't done yet that everybody else did. And all I can say, this is going to be my most hardest list I will do so far. And I'll do the very best I can to explain about this unknown list I haven't done yet that everybody else did. The most hardest part about a top 10 or top 5 list that I haven't done yet that everybody else did is a list that involves movie characters who are truly the worst. You know, characters that has no storyline, no personality and attitude. They did a whole lot of bad things here and there. What else? Their performances is not great, or something's wrong with the character, or, so many things of all this bad stuff. So, yeah, for this hard list I'm going to do for today is my top 5 most worst movie characters of all time. You know, all the characters that I truly hate the most. They're really, really bad for my taste. Well, to tell you the truth is, I'm a big fan of characters who deserve to be the best. Who has a great storyline, a great personality attitude, who do bad A-word things here and there, or do comedy stuff, or whatever. But finding worst characters is really, really hard. I only got a couple of them in my head, and yeah, there's a few bad characters I really do hate that really hits me hard in the head. Well, if you know what I mean. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, here are my top 5 most worst movie characters of all time. There are some movies that are okay, not that bad, and some of them are good, and you get the picture. Oh, well, before I can tell you about my top 5 most worst movie characters of all time, I got a couple honorable or dishonorable mentions of some other characters who did not make it to the list. I got the Duke from Moulin Rouge. He's a really awful character. I really hate him for what he had done with the Moulin Rouge and what he had done to Satine at the Gothic Tower. Some of the Skeksis from the Dark Crystal. There's a couple of characters I really do hate, and they did nothing for the movie. There's only one Skeksis I do like in the film, the one who has the horn. And I forgot the witch's name from the 5th Harry Potter movie, the one called Umbridge, who's not a really good teacher. She treats our characters badly in Hogwarts, and she's just a B word. Cecil from the first Night Museum movie. I'm sorry, ladies and dudes, but I'm too uncomfortable to see Dick Van Dyke as a villain. I really hate that moment for the movie. I don't want to see Dick Van Dyke playing a villain. It really did kill the Night Museum saga just a little bit. And I know people will kill me for my last one, is Ra's al Ghul from Batman Begins. Well, I really hate him in the second half of the movie, but in the first half of the movie, he wasn't not all that bad. But in the second half of the movie, I really dislike him for, portraying Bruce Wayne and telling him the truth that he's the real Ra's al Ghul and all that stuff. So yeah, I really hate that character. I'm really sorry to say. But anyway, here's my top 5 most worst movie characters of all time, and I only got 5. Okay, coming at number 5 has to go to Stuart St. John from the Taken saga. I really hate this character to death. I mean, he's definitely one of the worst characters I have ever seen in the Taken saga. This guy has no storyline. His personality and attitude is bad, and I will never forgive him for what he had done to the Mills family. He just treat them like a big giant mess, and he caused the Mills family's lives to suffer, and I will never forgive him for what he had done to Lenny Mills. You know, Brian Mills' love interest and Brian Mills' one true love. You know what happened? You know what happened to Taken 3? He killed her by force, and all he ever wanted from her is her money. And also, Stuart St. John is responsible for taking Lenny Mills' freedom away from her. It's the freedom that he took away the most for poor Lenny Mills. I really hate Stuart. He's arrogant, he's selfish, he's such a spoiled little brat, and all he cares about is money. And I'd rather stay away from that character if I were you. I really hate this character to death. So yeah, Stuart St. John, he deserves to be at number 5. Coming at number 4 is a character that's so hard to pronounce. I only got her first name, but the last name is hard. So here's my number 4 spot, is this Anna person from Anna, well, whatever the last name is. And it's the one that came from 2012. To tell you the truth about this movie, it was okay. I got it on the library. I did watch it, and there were a few things I do like about the movie, but my major problem I have with this movie is way too out of place. It's the most out of the place movie I have ever seen. Why you want to make a movie that took place in a frickin' stage? I know it involves storytelling and all that stuff, but it makes no sense. But about this Anna woman, she is definitely the worst leading role character I have ever seen. She was okay in the first half of the movie, you know, she's a happy married wife, she loves her son, she really cares about her brother, and she wants to have a normal life here and there, but then later on in the movie, she turned out to be a big giant mess, and she had an affair with this guy who's known as the weirdo mustache dude. I'd rather call this dude the weirdo mustache dude than the guy who was based by his real name in the book. Yeah, if I remember right, this movie was based by a book, but I never read it, so I don't have any details about the film. But yeah, I really hate this character. She's definitely the worst leading character I have ever seen. I will say I do like her connections with her son and her brother. That was fine. But I don't like the way that she was acting in the film. You know, her life is turning upside down. She got involved with an affair with that dude, and she was pregnant, and she never got a chance to see her baby. I remember she turned out to be a monster, and I don't like a female character who turned out to be a monster, sitting around in the middle of the film and sitting around at the near end of the movie. And yeah, she finally got what she deserves at the end. I don't want to say much, but this woman, she's the worst character I have ever seen in movie history. So, this woman deserves to be at number 4. Coming at number 3 has to go to Muska from Castle in the Sky. I frickin' hate Muska, but just in the Disney version. I will say the Japanese dub is okay for the most part, but I will say the Disney version was frickin' terrible. I hate when Mark Hamill plays this character. I just don't like his personality, his attitude. He's frickin' evil, he's selfish, and he's using poor Sheeta as a puppet for a very bad reason, and most of all, he's a freaking child molester, and I don't know why Hayao Miyazaki got away with it. You know, adding a child molesting character in one of the best films that he did so far back in the 80s. So yeah. Oh, if you guys remember all the things I talk about this character, just check out my top 5 most oh heck no movie characters of all time and my movie review of Castle in the Sky. You'll find out the reason why he deserves to be the worst, if you get the picture. So he deserves to be at number 3. Coming at number 2 is Tony from Scarface. I really hate this character. He's definitely the worst leading male character I have ever seen in the movie. I will say for the movie called Scarface was okay, but it's not really the best my whatever drug dealing film of all time. I'm not a big fan of drug dealing movies because I hate drugs. Drugs are evil and it's not good for our health, if you know what I mean. I guess the reason why I guess everybody wants to know why you hate Tony. Tony is one of the best characters of all time, but I hate to say it, but this Tony character is definitely the worst. I think he smokes cigars too much. He mumbles so many times, and I can't understand what the heck he was saying. And he's a big loudmouth. I think he took drugs way too much. I think, yeah, that's the worst part I hate about this Tony character is he smokes way too much. And I think maybe he really ruined his body big time with his mumbling and all that stuff. Hard for me to say, but the only 2 things I do like about this character is when he used the Tommy gun and say hello to my little friend. That's the only 2 things I do like about that character, but for the rest, he was freaking terrible and bad. I don't know why they didn't want to make a lead role character who is so stupid and he mumbles so much and he looks kind of arrogant in so many ways. So yeah, he deserves to be at number 2. And truly at the number 1 most worst movie characters of all time. And if you guys remember my movie review of Third Person and my top 5 most oh heck no movie characters of all time and a couple of oh heck no moment videos here and there, well, you already know who's my number 1 spot. So for number 1 has to go to Michael and Anna from Third Person. They were truly the worst movie characters I have ever seen in my life. They had no good character development, no chemistry. All they care about is doing stupid, bad, oh heck no moments here and there. This is one of Liam Neeson's most worst characters, worst performance, and a very worst role in his career. And I really hate, a movie where he gets involved with a horrible relationship with Anna, played by Olivia Wilde. This is one of the worst movies I will never forget in movie history, and one of the worst characters I will never forget in movie history. Well, go on and check out all the videos that I explain to you about Michael, and you'll find out the reason why I really hate them with a burning passion. So, yeah, Michael and Anna from Third Person deserves to be the number 1 most worst movie characters of all time. And there you go, ladies and dudes. Those are my top 5 most worst movie characters of all time. Like I said, this is the most hardest top 5 list I did so far. And there will be more top 5 lists coming on in the later on future. So, tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your worst movie character of all time? From comedy, drama, romance, action, animated, you get the picture. Well, whoever these characters are, just leave a comment there and let me know. And join me next time on my more videos to come, and later on future I gotta get going on movie reviews I gotta get back to anime reviews, top 10 or 5 lists, quick videos, bloopers, you name it. So, I'll see you guys later. Sayonara.